Hey everyone, welcome to the AG press conference. This is me, Christian Osberg, and Mark O'Keefe. We just finished up a big day here of training here at the multiplex. Last little bit of clarity, detail, things like that before we head into the big match this weekend against Atlanta. So yeah.
Yeah, training was pretty good today. It was pretty hot, as you can tell. My face is pretty burnt, typical Irishman, and the empty packet of Ranger Biltong, I sweated a lot. So yeah, we got a good bit of work in. So roll on to Atlanta.
Sweet, guys. So we'll start with some team questions, and then we'll get into the journalist questions after that. So let's start off with, guys, you are 5-0 and the top team in the league. How cool is that? Let's start with you, Christian.
Yeah, it feels pretty good, especially with sort of the season and the issues and stuff like that we had last year. Heading into this year, things just seem to be going our way right now. So we just want to keep that pressure on and keep that ball rolling for us. So.
What about you, Mark?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal. Obviously, I came here off a good season last year, but I'm in a happy place right now. Feel like Austin's my home, and I think we can go all the way this year. So hopefully we get another win this weekend.
Yeah. Christian, you grew up playing rugby 5 minutes down the road from where we are right now. You've had a long professional rugby journey, and that's taken you all over the place, and you're now starting a match for the hometown club. Can you reflect a little bit on what that means to you?
Yeah, it means the world to me, honestly. Like literally 5 minutes. I've done everything my entire life 5 minutes from here, not even just pick up a rugby ball. Grew up my entire life here from where we train. So to now fast forward to now where back then I thought the only way to do anything with rugby was to leave my hometown, and now to come back here is where I'm doing all my rugby is pretty amazing. So to be starting this week and to also be going back to Atlanta where I went to college as well is, it's everything kind of going full circle for me of kind of how my rugby journey started professionally and now how it's going now. So it's pretty cool.
So Christian has some origin stories in Atlanta as well, playing at Life for a bit. Mark, you're playing your former club in Atlanta. Any additional sentiment you carry from coming into this match?
I'd be lying if I didn't say there was a small bit. I think last year when I played for Atlanta, playing against my old team, New York, it kind of got the better of me. So I'm actually quite concentrated and focused on that, not letting my emotions get the better of me this year. And actually with this week's prep, I was actually telling Chris Martina there that I actually feel in a very good headspace going into this weekend. I think my brothers around me, my team around me are in a better place this year than I was last year to let me not go into the red, because sometimes I do go into the red. But I will probably hit Will Leonard off the ball once or twice.
Not too much head noise into it.
Please God, yeah.
Carry on with that, Mark. You're new to this team in Austin, and you've already begun making your impact. Obviously, twice player of the week, first 15 of the week. What's been the first few months been like here in Austin? Yeah,
it's been good. Actually, to be honest, I think it's probably the happiest I've ever been in my rugby career, which is quite a lot to say. I've had a long career. There's been ups, there's been downs, and this is 100% the happiest I've been in my rugby career. It just kind of seems a lot easier here. Everything is just, you're looked after a lot, and it's not just on the field, it's off the field. I actually think you're actually wanted to be a better person more than a better rugby player, which is crazy to think that a professional rugby team who just wants you to be a rugby player, they actually really look after you mentally and physically off the field as well, which is class. So I can't fault this team at the moment.
From Rugby Morning, one of our journalists outside of the building asking a few questions in. MLR fans get a treat with the first match of round 6, repeat from last year when Austin beat Atlanta on the match-winning kick. What's different about Atlanta this year, and what can we expect to see from Austin in this match?
Mark's not there.
I think that is a big one, honestly. If you look back on last year's game, Mark did have, 4 or 5 line breaks by yourself. That's the whole reason why we brought you in the first place. Didn't want it to happen again. No, I think for us, Atlanta brings a lot of line speed, a lot of good defense, things like that. They're number one in their conference for a reason. They are a good team, and they've been like that for the last few seasons. So we just need to, we've been doing well with our team as well. So we just got to keep going and keep pushing that. So.
It's the second away game for Austin on the season. What are some of the challenges playing on the road, and what do the players and staff do to prepare for a road trip?
It's pretty challenging, to be honest. It's crazy to think how your whole game day routine is completely changed. So I mean, when you're at home, obviously you have a lot of time to yourself, and you have a lot of time to do whatever you want. You make your own food. You eat whatever you're supposed to eat right. Like, everyone does eat right, but you hydrate correctly. Sometimes people go get a haircut on game day, but when you're away, everything's a lot more regiment because they're trying to keep everyone in check. So it does work. It definitely does, but it's just a different type of scenery. And then obviously when you go to a hostile crowd like Atlanta, I feel like there's going to be a lot of heckling this weekend. It's just a completely different atmosphere. Like, every home team has that upper advantage, or one step ahead of you every time you play. So it's just about finding that niche and trying to get through it as a team. And I'm 100% true that we're going to win this game. So.
Thank you. So this question comes from Eagles Overseas. Christian, this guy interviewed you previously. He said, it's been a couple years since returning stateside from Arlac, multiple injuries. Do you feel like you are back to your pre-injury self, maybe more improved?
Yeah, I do. Coming over here, I wanted to get the opportunity to get back to that. And, with COVID first hitting off, I kind of missed that opportunity. And then last season was pretty tough for me personally, with multiple injuries, mentally as well, a lot going on off the field. So for the first time in a long time, I could say I'm really happy, really confident, and really confident in my ability to be out on the field. And I feel like I now finally have that trust from my team and from the brothers on the team with that as well, on and off the field. So feeling really confident heading into this match with this start, and feeling really good.
This question also comes from Eagles Overseas. It's for both of you guys, but we'll start with Mark. How has a player like Marcel Brocchi, with his experience at multiple levels, influenced the team and young players?
I would say playing with Marcy, it's his calmness. Like, it's crazy to think how, like, I'm not a very calm player sometimes, just a lot of people would know. And just to have someone, he's always outside me, because 15, like, in defence and attack, who'd be very close to each other, I'd be screaming and shouting, and I just look at him, and it's just calm, collective, cool as you like, no matter what's happening. So honestly, I think that comes with experience, and, like, he's played at the highest level across the world. So, like, for him to be able to be in our team just drives me to try and stay out of the red. And just, it's kind of like a guardian angel almost on the field. I know that sounds stupid, but I know for a fact that Marcy will never miss a roll, never miss his job, never miss a tackle. So I can just count on him in everything he does. So it's great.
Yeah, I'm not around Marcy as much as maybe Keefe is, but I do notice that anytime Marcy talks, everyone stops talking, and they listen. And like Mark said, everything he says, it's calm, it's collected, and there's always a point to it that maybe something we might have missed in some of the detail. A lot of noises and a lot of voices might be going around, and then when Marcy talks, it's that one point we might have missed, and everyone's a bit more calm and a little bit more collected. And he's definitely, without meaning to be at times, definitely one of the major leaders on the team for sure.
I can't believe I called him a guardian angel.
He's your guardian angel.
So this question's back from Rugby Morning with a follow-up. They asked, AG Rugby has 3 of the top 10 try scorers in the league: Julian Dominguez, Connor Mooneyham, and Mark O'Keefe. Atlanta has a pretty stout defense, big clash of styles. What can fans expect in this game?
A lot of energy, I think. I think the way Atlanta defend, they're really fast off the line, and there's going to be a lot of big hits. I know for a fact that they're going to try and smash us up front. They have a pretty physical pack, but I know our pack are stronger. And I feel like there's going to be a few starlight moments. I feel like there's going to be those bridge balls over the top from both teams, chips over. I feel like it's going to be one really good game, because I think both teams are going to have to fight for 80 minutes to try and win this. So, fans, I hope you enjoy Saturday, because it's going to be class.
Last question. I want both of you guys to weigh in on this one. Without looking too far ahead, the next home match in Austin is on the 19th of March, and it's She is AG night. We're honoring the special women that make this community great. Do you have any special women in your life that you want to acknowledge?
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on and on for me. My amazing wife, with everything she's done, especially when I almost thought my rugby career was done with my torn hamstring off the bone a while back. I could go on and on about her. My mom, my aunt, my grandma, all my grandmas here in town, like, they all mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be here at all without them. They've all played such a major part in my life, and it's up to now as well. And now with being back home, playing rugby, all that, they all have a major part in everything I do. So.
For me, I think there's 4 special women in my life. Firstly, my girlfriend Bella Manzo, who's came for the last game, but unfortunately she can't come every single game. She might make that match, maybe. Hint, hint. My mother is always there for me. I don't know. I think she's my biggest fan, to be honest. My sister, who honestly I don't think I'd be here right now if it wasn't for her, because I actually almost quit rugby before joining Atlanta because I wasn't getting anywhere. So that's up to her. Thank God Rebecca made me keep going. And the most important probably with my rugby career is probably my auntie, because my auntie Mary gave me my first rugby ball in my garden when I was 4 years of age. So I definitely wouldn't be here without her. So they're my first 4 women.
Thank you so much for your time, guys. Good luck this weekend.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Let's go.